Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and you're watching Talk of the Town. We have a great show for you today. We're talking remodeling, we're talking a little bit about video production, and right now we're going to talk about a really cool event that's going on at James Madison Memorial High School. I am joined right now by Joshua Halverson and Zach Anderson. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Nice to see you. So I'm excited to chat with you about this. This sounds like a really fun event. Battle of the Bands is coming up soon. So give us just a little overview about what this is.
So the Battle of the Bands is an annual music contest that we have at Memorial. It's a chance for bands around the school and just for anyone really interested in performing music to, have a little bit of the competitive side and just have a chance to get themselves out there and just perform.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So we're going to talk a little bit about who's going to be at the act in just a minute, but we were chatting before we started about some of the reasons why you guys put this on.
Yeah.
One of those reasons is because the proceeds actually goes towards a charity. So tell us a little about that.
So we picked a charity as like a group of the performers. We picked a charity and we picked the Ronald McDonald House. And we figured that it's a great way to just help the community out because, gives us a chance to perform and it also just helps somebody out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's really great that you guys have, a couple things that you've taken on this project because I'm sure it's a lot of organization, but also to make sure that you give a nod to charity and think about those things and give back a little bit too. I think that's really special. Let's talk about the performances that are going to be at Battle of the Bands. Lots of fun. Let's talk a little bit about some of the names of the acts, and then what kind of styles of music can people expect? Okay.
So my personal band, we're called Farron. We're a heavy metal and hardcore act. We've got the Eventuals, which is they're almost like classic rock. They do quite a few covers of classic rock, and they're just awesome. We've got Pseudo and the Pro, which is a rap project, and then
we have Armand Singh, who will be performing solo and doing some bass stuff with a backing track with it, and then we have my band with Surround Sound, who will be performing.
Awesome. So lots of different styles and also obviously lots of bands to enjoy. And one thing that we talked about, again, before we started is that obviously your bands are going to be there.
Yeah.
So this is a cool opportunity for some younger bands to get out in front of people and really get an opportunity to perform in front of an audience. I think that's really neat, a neat aspect of this. Okay, so let's talk about your roles. Obviously you're playing in some of the bands that are going to be at Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
But talk about your role as the coordinators. How big of a job is this?
So it's a lot harder to get it started, but once we kind of like get all of the acts together and stuff, then stuff just starts rolling. It's just hard to find and reach out to all of the bands because it's part our job, but then part the other bands to come to us and say, hey, we want to perform in this.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm more of what I do is getting the acts together to say, these are the bands that are going to be playing. You do more of the specifics.
Yeah, the stage and like the rules and all this stuff for like the Battle of the Bands, the general guidelines that the bands would play for on the stage. For instance, like not leaving the stage, the time limit that they have for their sets and everything. And just getting the sound and lights and stuff, that's all me, and Josh is more the promotional guy.
Okay, so you kind of do the front end work, get the bands in there, get it organized, and then you make sure everything's working and everyone's following instructions, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, well that sounds fun, real life experience there. What time should people show up if they're gonna go?
They should show up at about 6:45 just so they have time to show up, maybe if they want to talk with some of the bands, because we usually all just hang out in kind of like the commons area beforehand so they can just kind of
mix and mingle and get ready to go.
Exactly, because the show starts at 7, so you might want to get there a little bit early so not everybody gets to the door all at once, then you got to wait in a line.
Well, this sounds like a lot of fun. This is Josh Halverson and Zach Anderson with James Madison Memorial. The event is on Friday, May 5th, $5 at the door. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got more Talk of the Town coming up after the break, so please stick around.